Welcome to Rooster TV, and today we're joined by the skipper of the football club, Alex Spina. Alex, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tubbs.
Firstly, mate, we'll touch on the games from the weekend. Firstly, the reserves. They had a cracking game of footy with South Adelaide and got over the line by 9 points. Just give us your thoughts on that game.
Yeah, the Twos boys have started probably a little bit slow, a bit like us, but they clearly put their best four-quarter performance on the weekend. I thought they played really well. We missed probably the second half of it, obviously getting ready for the league game, but I think they were up by a fair bit by three-quarter time, and then that big win that Prospect picked up in the last quarter, and I think they defended, from what I've heard, really well in that last quarter. So, the first half looked like they were playing some really good footy, which is good to see, and lots of those young guys are coming up and pushing for selection as well.
Speaking of those young guys, mate, just a few names that you throw out there that would be pushing for selection this weekend.
Yeah, I think a guy like Lee Minavini is probably pretty unlucky not to be playing right now, so he's probably pushing for a spot. Brings great pressure, and he kicked a few goals as well on the weekend, which was good to see. Kane Merkovich, who's just come back from a foot injury, which I think he got in one of the league trials a couple of weeks ago, and he played a probably really good first couple of quarters, I think, and then he probably ran out of gas a little bit in the last quarter after missing probably a couple of weeks of footy. So he's one that'll get his opportunity, if not this week, at some stage this year. Robbie Young played his best game of the year, which is good to see. Obviously, when he's up and going, he makes us clearly a better team. So hopefully there's a few guys there that are pushing for spots, and if the league can't perform, then we're going to have some good growth underneath us as well.
And onto the league game, it was a very physical encounter between us and the South Adelaide Panthers. It was a bit back and forth there for a while, and they were just able to get over the line by 11 points at the end. Just give us your thoughts.
I thought it was a pretty good game, and I thought, despite the fact that we're probably missing a little bit of our ball movement and skill execution at the moment, that we brought a really good contest, and we know that South are probably going to be around the mark this year. And I thought the way they played was really good, and they'll be hard to beat all year. It was a tough game. I think there's been a few sore boys, so probably need a little bit of a lighter week this week going into a 6-day break. But I think if we can bring that contest and that effort again, and we can tidy up a few areas, then I don't think the wins are too far away, and hopefully we can start to get on a bit of a roll.
We had a major milestone on the weekend with Allman playing his 200th sample game, which is a massive achievement in this day and age. Just your thoughts on his game individually and what he's brought to the football club.
Yeah, he's the type of bloke that just doesn't ever play a bad game. And he's probably, in my opinion, been probably one of our best recruits that we've probably ever picked up, certainly in my time of being here. Just the way he's fitted in with the group in these last couple of years, and the way he's led, and he's always leading by example, particularly on the field with his actions. So he played another great game. He's probably been our best player for the first 2 rounds, and he just continues. He's like a fine wine. He just keeps getting better every year. So he's good to have around the half-back line as well, and he gives us plenty of drive. So he's been one that's probably been able to hold his head up over his first couple of weeks, where he's played a couple of really good games. So hopefully he can keep that going.
And just a positional change from in the league game to Keenan Ramsey going back to join you guys down in the defensive half. He stood a very good player in one of South's key recruits in Sam Skinner, and done a very good job.
Yeah, he did. He had a big job. Obviously, Sam Skinner's a very good player, and he's been on the AFL list for a few years, and he got him done pretty well. So he's probably played a bit of his footy growing up as a defender, and he seems to think that he's played there 1 week, he's probably going to get picked up in the mid-season draft as well. So we might actually lose him in a couple of weeks, but he's playing really well, and I think that positional change has been good for him, and he's got a really good kick as well, which is what we probably need in that back half, and then moving the footy out of there as well. So he's really good to play with down there.
And before we move on to this week's games, we've had one of our young lads, Blaine O'Loughlin, who's the captain of the under-18 side. He's been added to the AFL Academy list, which they head to Melbourne next week to play Geelong in the VFL. It's 25 of the best under-18 kids in Australia. So you can just tell the viewers a bit about Blaine.
Yeah, very smooth moving half back. He has a knack of just never getting tackled. He's got some of the best steps I've actually seen across the pre-season. So, and his ball use as well, coming out of half back is really good. So he's been playing the 18s obviously at the moment and had a pretty big game. But I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to push up into senior selection, into the reserves, and at some point hopefully he makes his way into the league team as well. But yeah, another really good, I guess, ball user that plays across half back and the midfield as well. So looks like he's got a really promising future, which is good to see.
And on to this week's game, we head over to Cooper Stadium on Friday night. It's a 7:40 start against Norwood, who have had a good start of the season, 2-0. Just give us your thoughts on their team and how you think we can get them done.
Yeah, like Norwood, they're always competitive every year. I guess this year, looking at their team, they've got their they're really experienced players in Grigg and Douglas and Nunn and all these guys that have been around a while. But it looks like they're blooding a bit of youth as well this year, who have seemed to fit it in really well for them. And I guess they've started the year really well with 2 big wins. So and Norwood Oval, as we know, we haven't won there in quite a while, and they're always very tough to beat there. So it's going to be a big challenge, but I think it's probably the challenge that we need to hopefully kickstart our year. And obviously we love playing Norwood. We don't love Norwood, but we love playing Norwood and we like beating them. So it'll be a great way to kickstart our year with a win out there, hopefully.
And finally, just on your own form, mate, you kicked a lovely running goal here on Saturday, and your form's been pretty solid.
Yeah, I've started okay, I guess, this year. I suppose personally, I probably haven't actually started years too well in the last couple of years. I've made a bit of an emphasis trying to start well and bring some consistency, which so far I suppose I have. But unfortunately, the team hasn't been performing, and that's the main thing. So I got to, I guess, go back to the drawing board a bit and hopefully work out what we can do better as a team, and hopefully I can continue to contribute in that capacity.
Thanks, Alex. As mentioned, this week we have all the teams playing against Norwood. We've got our under-16s playing tonight. The winner goes through to the finals. They start 6:30 at Cooper Stadium. Then we head on to Friday night, where the women will be the early game at Cooper Stadium at 5:45, a top of the table clash with Norwood. Then the senior boys play at 7:40, and then the under-18s and reserves head back there on Saturday at 10 and 12:40. So hope we see a lot of red and white in the crowd this Friday night for the main game, and hopefully you're cheering on a win. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, mate.